The nun next door. Somehow it had been decided that the band were going to have a rehearsal in my front room. I didn't mind, but I wondered if the neighbour might. I had never met her, but I had heard her coughing through the wall, and even though she'd never been round to complain about any noise, I thought that the sound of ripping feedback and a full drum kit might be a bit much for even the most tolerant of neighbours. I decided to go round and let her know what was going on. I rang the bell and waited by the door at the side of her flat. There was no answer. I knew she was inside because I had heard her coughing earlier. I rang the bell again and rattled the flap of her letterbox. I saw movement through the frosted glass, and eventually, after an age of unlocking, the door opened and I found myself standing face to face with an elderly nun. She smiled at me. "Hello," she said brightly. "Can I help you?" I was a little surprised that my neighbour was a nun. She seemed friendly, despite the fact that I was obviously a long-haired ne'er-do-well and probably not a churchgoer. "Ah, hello," I said. "Sorry to bother you. I live next door and I just wanted to come and tell you that we will be making a bit of noise later. We're having a band practice. If it's too loud, please come round and tell me and we'll stop. It won't be a regular thing, I promise." "Pardon?" she replied, still smiling. "You'll have to speak up. I'm a bit deaf, I'm afraid." Hiding my obviously selfish delight at hearing this news, I repeated myself loudly. "Oh, lovely," she said. "What kind of music is it? Are you a bit like Michael Jackson?" I smiled back and shouted that we were a bit like Michael Jackson. "Well," she said, "it will be nice to hear a bit of life in the place. You play all you want to, don't worry about me." I gave her my heartfelt thanks and shouted that if she ever needed her bins putting out, or if she needed any help with anything, that she should just come and tell me. "Oh, don't worry about that," she said. "You just play your music and have a nice time." I was all smiles as I thanked her again and walked back to my own flat. Not only was my neighbour nice, she was also deaf. It couldn't have been better.